は強さで振り返るね一緒にならなんでも乗り越えてみんな追いかけてよ Yes oh please because we'll overcome
Hello, everybody.
Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club.
Or PBG can just pop up and say what he wants to say. Cool. So yeah, as you just heard, this game is called Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club. It's a game developed by, what is it, Illuseed? I think it's called Illuseed, which consists of Austin Hargrave, otherwise known as PBG, or Peanut Butter Gamer, his wife. I really shouldn't say, her name should not state, she shouldn't be represented by her husband. Whatever, doesn't matter. And as well as many other people. She did most of the art direction, possibly the game idea. So anyways, we're gonna start out this game. It seems pretty fun. It came out the 21st of April, I believe. So we're a few days late, but that's fine, whatever. So yeah, we're gonna play this. See how well this goes. As you saw from the title, it has all of the Normal Boots guys. And then it also has a bunch of hidden block guys, I guess. I think that was a curve. A curve. There we go. A stretch goal. That's a little more accurate. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan. Oh, we're in Japan. I didn't know Normal Boots guys were Japanese. Anyways. Whisking me further and further from home. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It'd been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't looked at me once. Before I forget, I should just say I'm going to leave a link in the description. This game is absolutely free. You can choose to donate if you wish. It'll pop up when you click download, and it'll say pay what you want, but there's also an option to just not pay at all if you really want to. Anyways, again, it'd been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. I think I already read that. That's fine. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush, carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window, where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Is that a place I don't know about? The Sea of Japan? It's capitalized. So I assume it's not just a sea, but it's an actual sea called the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidly made my stomach churn. See, that seems a little bit a little weird that it's eventually and rapidly, but whatever. And I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. Oh, good. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered all around us. or just around us. That works too. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. So his normal boots. This is a normal boots guy. Oh yes, Pro Jared. Yeah. Oh. I'm not even going to try to attempt to do Pro Jared's voice. Hey! So you're a first year yet then? Okay, I'm gonna try, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy little eyes. You know what I was trying to say. Shut up. His hair was immaculately groomed. I guess that is true. He has that straight down the middle, or just very slightly off to the side. Yeah, it's good. His teeth straight and blindingly bright. I agree. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. That might just be the GIF image of the sparkling over him. Me? I love that they actually got the guys to voice it. It's wonderful. He glanced around the compartment, empty besides us, and laughed. Oh? I'm not a first year, I'm a third year. That's my girly voice, I guess. It's peeking the mic all over the place. I'm gonna move the mic slightly away, because wow, that's ridiculous. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrive at the academy? It's a little excessive that you'd puke out of anxiety. I understand getting a little anxious nausea. I totally get that, but just straight up puking, got some problems, girl. The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton shirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. That sounds even more girly than the girl. God. Maybe I'll just do this for the girl voice? That sounds perfect. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated, I don't know why I thought it was accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
I guess Bro Jared said it himself. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized, he having gotten in, he got it in. He having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name and never got his, and I never got his. It's Jared. His name is Jared. The train settled at the station, and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animately around me. Apparently I have problems with certain things. Maybe I'm very, very slightly dyslexic. I don't know. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. Or it's just because I haven't read out loud in 3 years. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school-issued black Oxford clicked on the pavement. Black Oxfords. Is that a shoe? I guess that's a shoe? I thought it was a dictionary. Okay. I do also have a bit of a stuffy nose for some reason, so I'll try to ignore that. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao. Asagao. I'm just gonna pronounce it differently every time. Get over it. I'm not gonna get it. That doesn't look Japanese to me, gotta say. I don't think Jiao is Japanese. I think that's like a Chinese or a Korean Gao. That sounds Chinese, not Japanese. Whatever. Academy. This first time. My new start. I always imagined that everyone would change for me on this walk. Everything, not everyone. Everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would magically be different. Or be magically different, whatever. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl pressed a button on one of the sides of the gate. That's not one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. I don't know that word. A few moments later, the black gate with great effort creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along as sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions for a moment. I panicked. Oh, it's an old dude with a... Oh, no, I don't want to save. I thought he had a boner. Okay, we're good. I don't think that's this kind of game. Or this is that kind of game. This and that. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair, are you kidding me? What a nerd! How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. I like to imagine that this... Oh my god, what's happening? Her inner voice is just this deep British guy. That's her inner dialogue. Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls following a few steps behind me. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Really? You're naturally pink-haired? Is that the case? Pretty sure that's not a pigment of hair that people naturally have. Unless you're, what is it called? When people are really, really white. I was about to say autistic. That's not right. That is most certainly not right. Albino. Unless you're albino and for some reason your hair goes to an off tinge of white. I don't know. I'm pulling information out of my ass. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. I certainly hope so, because if you were as large as a building, that would be absolutely ridiculous. How many students did us have? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
I'm fairly sure this is unicornism. I'm not entirely sure. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle.
What?
Very good. Whoa, me? That's not the right voice. Me?
Bingo.
That's a little better. Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325. Apparently she's a weird, special old lady. I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all of the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? I found out my roommate was a transfer student. I knew you were gonna be a total main character. What the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry, a what? When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Then she began to laugh again.
Oh, no. It's great, I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh, gosh. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
Sure. I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter and a red envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking towards the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did she check you in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. God, they'll offer a staff member, give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. They only have one girl voice. You know what, I'm just going to use a girl voice or both. Fuck it. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? String the lights, what? She spoke quietly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Okay, we're gonna leave it off there. Oh, this is coming together wonderfully. We have a pink-haired protagonist with glasses. I'm not sure I agree. I'm not sure if I agree that this should have been the protagonist. I really think it's just a general, really bog standard, average person should have been the protagonist, but fuck it, maybe it'll change. Maybe there's going to be something special with the dialogue. I don't know. I don't like her design very much. That's just me. Whatever. Thank you everybody for watching. You can like and comment and subscribe and favorite and do all that social media shit down in the description. That would be wonderful. Subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Because then you can get wonderful content like this on the regular. And that's good for everyone. Especially me. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, see you guys next time. I'm Morbid Hobo. And goodbye.